Hi, this is Nathan Day. Today we've got Baxter Howell with Howell North Show Pigs. He's going to join us here today. We talk about how they feed and how they utilize the Sunglo program, specifically the G-Line series, and kind of the success that they've had with that. So Baxter, kind of walk us through a little bit the G-Line series, what you guys use, and what kind of success you've seen with the program.
You know, over my, I guess, almost 20-year career of showing pigs, I've fed about every brand. Recently, even a couple years ago, but as I've got into more of a role of helping younger families with their projects, I've kind of seen Sunglo as a 16G just be a reliable feed to keep them hogs growing as we start to get closer to their endpoints and be able to critique them with additives and whether it be Paline or Game On or Stuff now, which has been a great product in its short time. But I think that 16G is such a reliable feed for these kids to just have their projects grow and to not mess them up and get them ready to be able to get turned on for their endpoint. I think there's a lot of feeds that have way too much to them that are messing these hogs up before they even see a show. So we've seen some great success with 16G, just getting them ready before their first show.
So at what point do you think, or do you start to think, okay, this one's a candidate for 16, maybe this one maybe needs just a shot more, we might bump up our protein? At what point do you make that call?
You know, if you figure out that if you buy them right, first of all, would be a good start, but if you buy them with enough frame, 16G can be thrown at them pretty soon after you get them home and get them on the show program. Now, some need a little more 18 to keep them growing up, but if they've got enough muscle and their frame size reads correct, when you get them home after a month, I think you can use 16G from there all the way to the end, to be honest with you.
So are you using 16 not only just for bears but also for gilts as well?
Yeah, 16 is for gilts with additives, obviously, when they get a little bigger. But I think that chuffy fat looks kind of finally went away.
Yeah.
Not saying we don't have a couple of those we need to get burned up, but I think that 16G is such a safe feed for our. And when I have a month between me seeing some of the livestock that we're having out, it's just, I know if they're on 16G, we're going to have something to work with when I get back.
Right. So how often are you checking in with those families to make little tweaks or make some adjustments as they roll on?
You know, life's changed lately with having a kid, and business has been busy. So a lot of my families use videos, once, twice a week to kind of keep my eyes on them. Then I try to see them once a month. But then some of the people we help can handle it on their own now. So now we can just show up and help at the shows. But yeah, I mean, if you can see them once to twice a week on video, that's great for us to be able to kind of just keep them going the right direction.
Sure. So as you're getting ready to head to the show, you're starting to make some adjustments. What are some other tools that you found in the Sunglo program that have really helped you guys?
811 is the greatest feed I think that I've ever fed. Mainly, even when I was feeding other brands as a base feed, I always used 811s. 811s is just so, if you're getting one ready and you need to shape one up and just get one a little more, 811s is such a phenomenal product. We have it on hand all the time.
Will you feed that as a blend, or will you feed it straight, or how do you do it?
Depending on how much they need, you start with a blend with 16G, and if you can make that work, that's obviously the best. But if one needs a lot, we can go straight 811s for a while. But you just got to get them out every day and monitor their joints and how they're actually moving, because that's one thing. If I've seen people put them on 811s full for a week, but they don't get them out of their pen.
Right.
Well, then they get out of their pen. Oh, he's too tight. Well, yeah, he probably was 6 days ago.
Right.
But we didn't get him outside. So that's probably one of the things that we got to watch. But 811s is second to none in my book.
Sure. So you said earlier that you fed other feed companies, you fed other feed programs. What was it about the Sunglo program that really made you kind of want to switch, or made you kind of want to go all in on recommending to your families?
And as like in our car dealership business, every brand makes a good vehicle, every brand makes a good feed, but I think the one that just is the safest for me when I'm helping other people to be able to get them growing and staying on track when we start adding those additives, I found that best one to be Sunglo across the board. I think that is when someone's texting me with how they think their pig looks, that was the easiest for me to respond to was Sunglo products. So that's where we kind of landed, and that's how, when my kid starts feeding, that's what we'll be feeding. So.
Okay. Well, we really appreciate Baxter taking a few minutes here and talking to us about how he feeds. I mean, that's the whole point of the How They Feed series, is learning from folks that have really been in the trenches and utilize their program, that don't get paid by Sunglo, don't have any real reason to feed the feed other than the fact that they really enjoy the product and they've seen continued success along the way. So Baxter, we appreciate you taking the time, and we appreciate you feeding Sunglo.
You bet.